Hey everybody, did you miss us? Summer has been crazy busy, but our second to last episode of our musician season will definitely be worth the wait. So, welcome back to another episode of Just Talk with Gabe. I'm here, my sidekick is here, and so is our guest. Let's get started. Who do we have on today's show?
Today we have one truly amazing singer, Lanre.
Can't wait to hear all about him. But before we get started, let's give a shout out to our sponsors, Fade Life Clothing and Link PR. Fade Life Clothing is a unique clothing line out of Atlanta, Georgia, geared towards those who love intoxicating style.
And Link PR is definitely the missing link to your success in the entertainment industry.
I'm glad Fade Life Clothing and Link PR are both back for another season. Now then, go grab a snack, sit back, relax, and as always, enjoy the show.
What's up? It's Lance Alexander. I recently launched a new health and wellness book entitled From Junk to Hunk. After completing my own journey of losing over 70 pounds, I realized the mental transformation was far greater than the physical changes, and that going from junk to hunk could apply to any goal. By clearing out the junk, which is anything negative or toxic towards that goal, like distractions, you transform into a hunk, which is a stronger, better version of you. Get From Junk to Hunk at FromJunkToHunk.com.
Lanre, welcome to the show. We're glad you could join us for an episode of Just Talk with Gabe.
Awesome. Hi, Gabe. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good.
All right, cool. Let's get into it.
All right.
So, you are a musician. Tell us how you got
Yes.
started in the industry.
So I got started in the industry like in 2020, like around when the lockdowns, like actually right before when the lockdowns happened. That was kind of when I made the decision to start releasing music professionally. I've been singing my whole life, pretty much since like I was 5. That's the first time I sang on stage and haven't left it since. But before then, it was just kind of like stuff I did with either like choruses or different like musical theater productions. It wasn't until like high school that I started like writing and recording myself. And then I kind of like started growing the craft of songwriting, and then, took a long break, went to college, got my degree, and was like, you know what, I kind of want to see what I can do as a 20-year-old in this music industry. So that I started back in 2020, and now I'm here.
Oh, that's
awesome. Yeah, because we started our podcast in 2020. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, it's
I
good
feel
to
like
see.
it was such a. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I feel like 2020 was such a unique year for stuff like that because it forced a lot of people, and I'm sure y'all probably have the same story of like looking at the world differently, and you're like, okay,
Yeah,
what are you passionate about, and kind of looking inward. So that's cool to hear.
absolutely.
most
I
definitely.
think so for sure.
Yeah, it's good to see like positives come out of that. Definitely.
hmm
So, describe your creative process when you're making new music.
Oh, yeah. So there's like a couple different ways. At first and foremost, I just go into it with like the most open mind and kind of let either the production or kind of like the overall thought of the process like take over. I don't really try to put too much of like, okay, this is my agenda, this is what I want to get done. I feel like the best songs always come from a very like authentic and genuine place that's in the moment. For instance, I was just thinking about one of my songs on the EP, Strangers. Me and my producer, Miles, we went into the studio like not knowing what we wanted to do, but we were both so in sync that day that we created this like amazing record that spoke to both of who we were at that point in time, and kind of like just resonated so well. Like listening back to it, I could kind of just understand like, wow, we were so much in the moment. We weren't thinking about, anything else other than making this amazing track. And that's kind of how I go into all songwriting, especially now. It's just like, what am I feeling now as a person? What is the production or, songwriting telling me that it wants to get out? Like it could be a personal story, it could be stories that I've heard, or a story that I just make up on the spot. Really just depends.
That's you're tapping into that creative energy.
Yeah, exactly.
So kind of leading into that, what's
Mhm.
the most unexpected place that you have found inspiration for a song? You're just like, whoa, I didn't expect to find something there.
Oh, I think my song LA that I came out with like 2 years ago, it's basically a song about me wanting to move to LA at that time. I think I had just maybe like 2 years into releasing music, and my career was kind of taking off in like the indie space. And for some reason, I just had these words in my head, like LA and the world. That's the chorus of the song. And I found myself writing like a diary to myself, to my future self, like trying to remind myself, excuse me, trying to remind myself of like where I've come from, you know?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So it was kind of like me speaking to myself. And that was the first time that ever happened. And I remember like looking back at my notes, I'm like, where did that come from?
Oh,
Like I never,
that is kind of cool. Yeah.
yeah, like I never consciously ever thought about that until that moment.
That is so cool.
That is.
Okay, that would be
Yeah,
a
thank
great
you.
music video. I mean,
I think so too.
Yeah,
I think so too.
definitely.
just kind of throwing that out there.
Yeah, I'd love for that to happen. That'd be cool.
So, how do you balance staying true to your artistic vision while also taking into account commercial success?
That is such a good question. Do you guys know Rick Rubin?
No.
No.
He's a pretty like big producer. Like he's produced for like a bunch of big names, but he had a podcast interview last year from one of my favorite podcasters, Jay Shetty, where he talked about like this exact topic. And he basically put it this way, and it's completely changed my perspective on it. He said, like, when you're making music, right? I can't tell people how they're gonna perceive my work, right? I can only make what feels right to me in the moment, and then like once it's released and everything, it becomes the users or the consumers, right? And that's for like any kind of product, but for music especially.
That's
So, oh yeah, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because it's like it's not, it's not up to me to tell you how to perceive my music. What's up to me is to make sure I'm making like the most authentic thing that I possibly can, and then once it's released to the world, it's up to you to how you perceive it. Now, I hope that it has commercial success, but I think it's a detriment to artists if we're only going into it thinking of it that way, because you don't know what commercial success is going to be by the time you release your track or your album or whatever. So it could be a completely different vibe than what you think it's going to be. So it's like, as long as you stay true to yourself, I think that's the most fulfilling thing. And then once you get the reception from fans or from listeners, then that's just like the cherry on top.
That is
That
amazing.
is
You're
amazing. Yeah,
right.
you're right.
Oh, thank you.
That is
Yeah,
truly amazing.
That's a
yeah.
good answer. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, what's the story behind one of your favorite songs that you've ever written?
Mm. Okay, so there's a song called 444, and it was a single that I released in 2022. I released it on the day that my older brother got married, and he got married on April 16th, 2022. So 444. That was
Oh,
kind of
that's
like
cool.
That's
the
yeah.
message behind it. Yeah, and I wrote it because at the time that's when I felt love like very deeply for the first time in my life, I think. And it was kind of like I was telling you about my song LA. It was kind of this thing where I was like, I had no idea I had these thoughts or these emotions in me,
Mhm.
and it was so beautiful because while I was writing it about my love story, when I played it for my brother, this was like a few months before the wedding, he was like, "This is like, about me and Sierra, my sister-in-law." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, it really is." Like all the lyrics and everything like lined up so perfectly with their love story, which is why I decided to like dedicate it to them. And it's been, those two songs, LA and 444, were sort of like they laid the groundwork for how I became like the songwriter that I am today with like my recent project, Up All Night. So I think of those two songs, before 44, which is what we're talking about. I think of them very dearly, like having that kind of flow of consciousness and being able to create like a beautiful song out of it has been, I don't think I've ever experienced that in that way.
Oh, that is so awesome.
That
I
is.
think your brother
Thank
should
you.
give you like brother of the century.
Oh
Like
my gosh.
an
I
award.
I think he should have given me that a long time ago, but for that song, no, I'm just joking.
Well, hey, it's not too late.
Yeah.
So, how would you like to see your music evolve in the future?
Oh, that's a really good question. I would like to see me continue to kind of me continue to push the envelope on what I think I'm capable of. I think I'm capable of a lot more than I give myself credit for. And while I'm so grateful and happy with the way this EP has gone and like kind of the trajectory of my career, I think I've just like started to scratch the surface, and I'm starting to, like we were talking about before, like audience perception. I'm starting to think of that less and less and starting to look inward more and more. And not just with like the music stuff, but like it's helped me like personally as I've grown as a person, as a man. And I think with like just continuing to do that, but on bigger scales, bigger stages, and being able to, one of my biggest messages of like my career and my music especially is inclusivity, and like helping people feel seen and heard, who probably didn't have voices or voices that looked like them or that sounded like them, that had some of the same insecurities, some of the same hopes and wishes. Like that to me is my big goal as a musician, is to be on the biggest stage, to give those voices the biggest like amplification as possible. So way down the line, I think that is where I would love to see like my music and my career to be known as.
That's amazing.
That
Okay,
is.
you have just
Thank you.
gained another huge fan over here. So
Oh my gosh, thank you.
I'm just like over here in the corner clapping, like, yes.
Ah, that's amazing. Thank you.
Actually, speaking of like you wanting to push the envelope a little bit more, is
Mhm.
there one genre of music that you would like to try in the future that you haven't gotten a chance to yet?
Mm. Um, Man, I would love to write in every single genre that I can, to be honest, because there's a gem in I don't, and I think Beyonce like kind of proved this with her last album, that there's genre isn't really a real thing. It's something that we use to categorize and, for commercial reasons. But kind of answering your question, I think so. Recently, I've kind of been collaborating with one of my friends. He's like a folk country artist and like a brilliant writer in that space, and we've just been like going back and forth on ideas. And I feel like there's something in me that's gonna write like a bunch of country records very soon, because it's like that is I grew up listening to like Shania Twain and Keith Urban and Rascal Flatts and things like that. So it's like, and the Chicks as well, like those kinds of like country, really deep rooted like Southern sounds have been really resonating with me recently. So I think there's something that's going to happen there soon. I can't put a finger on it, but it's definitely something that's calling me.
Oh, that's gonna be neat.
Yeah, it's gonna be. So, out of all the musicians in the world, who would you like to
Mhm.
collaborate with the most?
Oh, Beyonce, for
Oh
sure.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
definitely.
So I'm gonna
Yeah.
throw this out here. If you guys
Hmm.
need a coffee
Oh no, you
bringer,
do this
I
every
know, but
episode.
when they have good people that they want to collab with, they need someone that they can trust to go get coffee for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm your runner
Hey.
there.
Oh
Oh,
boy.
yeah. Deal.
We're gonna put that out in the atmosphere for
Uh,
you. So you
Yeah.
yeah.
You'll be my
definitely.
first call.
There you go.
There we
See,
go.
see, don't ask to come, Mr. Silva.
Okay.
So see, I'm just gonna be the first call.
Alrighty. Alrighty.
That why would you why is Beyonce kind of like the top of mine? Of course, she's amazing, but
Yeah.
outside of that, for you, why would you want to collab with her?
Um, I mean, for so many reasons, and I could keep y'all on here for so long just describing it, but essentially, it was the Destiny's Child Survivor album was the first album that I ever had.
Uh huh.
I think I was like 7 or 8 when I first got it, and I learned how to sing because of that album. I learned how, I learned about so much about music and intonation and even performing, just watching them, on like videos and stuff like that, and like studying the way she conducts herself in interviews, like the whole nine. I don't consider me like a stan or a fan of her. Like she's really like a hero to me. And I try to model a lot of what I do in all facets of my career after her, So thinking of like, okay, who would I like dream collaboration? It's like kind of a no-brainer. It's Beyonce because, I'm still learning a lot from her, and she's still teaching me and like the whole industry how to like really do this. And to collab with her, I mean, that's like the ultimate like lesson, you know what I mean?
Right.
To be in the weeds with her, I mean, that's like a dream come true.
That would be awesome.
That would be, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go on a quick commercial break.
Okay.
But in the meantime, our audience will get to listen to one of your latest songs. So we'll be right back.
Cool.
Seeing us in new light, it's so crazy how it all went down. What you doing tonight? If you don't hate me, can I see you now? Rise or fall, you seen it all. I ain't looking for closure. Rise or fall, you seen it all. I don't wanna start over. It's gone, but I don't wanna be strangers. Can't trust no one. Can I call you up later? Let's go back to those days. Drank too much and danced away the pain. Different time, but same games. We got older, but we never changed. Rise or fall, you seen it all. I ain't looking for closure. Rise or fall, you seen it all. But I don't wanna start over. It's gone, but I don't wanna be strangers. Can't trust no one. Can I call you up later? 'Cause I need your light to hold me through the night. Yeah, our love is gone, but I don't wanna be strangers now. Getting older, parties over. What we hide, strangers. Our love is gone, but I don't wanna be strangers. Can't trust no one. Can I call you up later? 'Cause I need your light to hold me through the night. Yeah, our love is gone. It's gone. But I don't wanna be strangers now. I don't wanna be strangers.
Welcome back to the show, everybody.
Oh, welcome back.
All right.
Right.
So, Strangers. Tell us where you got the
Yes.
inspiration for that one.
Yes, so that was the song I was actually describing to you before, when like me and my producer went into the studio. So that time I was just finishing my tour in LA last summer, and me and my producer Miles, who lives out there now, we were like, hey, let's go to the studio. Let's, just kind of finish some of the songs on Up All Night, like finish recording, and let's just like record something new, right? We had no idea the direction. We were just like kind of just like, let's see what happens. That summer, I don't know if you guys are plugged in with like the electronic music scene, but there's a new Oh yeah, well, there's a new artist called John Summit, and he's kind of blown up recently, and he came out with the song "Where You Are" with Hala, and it was all over the place in LA that summer. And I remember like talking to Miles in the studio. I was like, what if we like tried to do something like this, right? Like not exactly like it, but something that makes you feel the energy. And I mean, I've never had such a seamless like way of writing and like creating a song. Like he was going through all these different sounds on the board, and while he was doing that, I was just kind of like writing, because typically how I write is like I just write down like a few words like at the top of the notepad or whatever, and I'm just like, okay, words that I'm hearing in my head, and then I string them like along in like the verse or the chorus or whatever. And with this song, it was like literally the universe is like feeding me like melodies and lyrics like at the same time. It was so surreal because we literally wrote 90% of the song in 30 minutes. And then
Wow.
yeah, like literally we wrote that first verse that you hear through really the hook, which is like I can't remember the hook right now, but like I don't want to be strangers. Like that whole thing was written like in 30 minutes. And I just remember looking at Miles. I was like, this is literally the best thing we've done like over 50 songs together. I was like, this is like the best thing we've ever done. And I just want to also plug in, I just found out this morning that we charted for the fourth time in Belgium on the electronic music charts with Strangers. And I just wanted to, publicly thank all my fans and new listeners and my whole team. It's been such a blessing to see this song take off like it has. So,
Oh, that's
thank you.
awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
I mean, it definitely does get you moving.
It does.
I mean, I was listening to it at like 8 o'clock in the morning. I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good song.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, let's get into the fun round of questions now.
Okay, this is my favorite part. I love the fun round.
All right, so first of all, what's your favorite city and why?
My favorite city is Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. I think that's a city, right? It's a city. Oh my gosh.
It's a really nice
Guys,
city.
I'm so bad at geography. I'm going to be very transparent. Yeah, it's Rio, and the why is because my dad, he's like a chemical engineer, and he does like sales like all over the world. And when I was in college, like in the 2010s, he would go. He usually went to Brazil like every summer, and so me and my brother would just like beg him to take us. And one summer he was like, "All right, like you guys can come." And so we go, and I just fell in love. I fell in love with the people, the culture, the obviously like the scenery. It's like one of the most beautiful places on the earth. And subsequently, I asked my dad to take me like a couple summers after that too, and I was just like, I just want to live here. It's like you can go home. I can, just stay here for the rest of my life and be happy.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Yeah, that's on my wish list to go visit.
Sure. You have to. It's so gorgeous.
All right, so if you had to pick a theme song for your life, what would it be?
Man, can I take a little time to think about this?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm trying to think. Like thinking about song titles on the spot is like my it's like my worst quality. I know.
Well, I don't know. I would have to say like let me give you an example.
Oh,
mine would have to be the Jeopardy theme song.
Okay.
Just because sometimes I'm like really focused.
Other times you just kind of.
And other times it's just like la la la. So
right.
Or even the Smurfs theme song. I don't know. I'm kind of maybe a mix.
You know what?
What?
I think it's "Don't Stop Believing."
Okay.
I
like that.
I like that one.
I just love that song so much, and I sang it at my high school graduation, like with my choir.
Oh wow!
Wow!
And I remember because that's like Glee was like a big thing, and I remember saying, I was like, wow, this song, like, it feels like so encompassing of just like life's journey,
That's true. That's true. That's a good song.
That is a good song.
It's like one of the songs for like the ages for sure.
Right.
But feel free if you want to borrow the Jeopardy theme song or the
I
Smurfs
do
theme.
like that
Please
because I
feel free.
do like I am always kind of like waiting, and thinking about stuff, and I feel like that's like the perfect like brain background song,
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Because sometimes I'm doing stuff and Gabe, he'll start humming it, and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, if you take too long, I'll just start doing it. And just be like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm trying.
And then with like the Smurfs, I'm just like all over the place, kind of. And sometimes he's like, okay, can you focus?
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. Right. If you could turn any everyday activity into an Olympic sport, what would it be?
Making tea. I'm like really good at it. I feel
I am
like,
too.
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What's your favorite tea?
Probably green tea, definitely. I
Okay.
love green tea.
Nice. I do like a green tea every once in a while.
Yeah. Because I drink more. I don't drink coffee, so to wake me up in the morning, it's either tea or chocolate milk.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh man, chocolate milk is like one of the most underrated beverages, and I
It
haven't
really
had it in
is.
so long. Yeah.
Okay, I'm a coffee-aholic, so
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
am. But I do like green
Yeah.
coffee. I do like tea, but I am
Yeah.
definitely. I like black tea, but I'm definitely a coffee-aholic.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
Before the pandemic, I was a coffeeholic too, but then I kind of like literally overnight, I was like, I'm gonna try drinking herbal tea instead. I haven't looked back.
So see,
Yeah,
okay,
see?
I might have to try it.
All right.
Yeah.
If you could have any magical power, what would it be?
Hmm. Any magical power? Ooh, talk to animals.
Oh, that would be
That would
so
be so
awesome.
awesome. That
Yeah,
would
like
be.
full Eliza Thornberry style. Like I would love to just be able to like talk to them and learn like, okay, what are you guys thinking? What do you guys think about what's going on? Like my dog especially, I'd love to just like be able to see into his mind. He's like about to be one and he's the
Oh,
most like, energetic thing you ever met.
oh, how
How
cute!
cute.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
there's
our dog is old and
yeah,
grumpy.
grumpy. He's 9.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's understandable.
Yeah.
he's pretty grumpy, but I would love to. Yeah,
Just talk to him and be like, okay, what's going
Yeah.
on with you?
Yeah, like
and
what's going on over there?
Yeah.
and then that Eliza Thornberry reference, awesome.
Awesome.
That was like the best cartoon ever.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I wish it was on some kind of streaming network and I would literally binge it right
I
now
would
if I
too.
could. Yeah.
That was the best.
So
Okay,
good.
it really was.
Yeah.
It was. So, would you be a superhero or a villain in a movie?
Hmm. Honestly, I think I would be a villain, but I'd be one of those villains, kind of like like the new Maleficent movies, where it's like there was a reason why.
Yeah.
Or like Killmonger from Black Panther. Like, yes, he's a villain, but like you kind of like agree with him. You're like, huh,
Right.
Right.
you're kind of right, but you're doing some crazy stuff to get there. But
Yeah.
I feel like I have that in me, but
That's
That's
yeah.
true.
Everybody,
yeah,
yeah.
Everybody does.
Okay.
Yeah.
right,
I could see that. Okay, because kind of like Dexter, and
From,
we've
like,
been
that-
binging
yes,
that show.
Yeah.
It's like
yes.
Like, he's a villain, but you kind of understand why.
yeah, and you
Exactly like Dexter actually,
Yeah.
because he has a dark passenger, right? But he's not
exactly
fully like negative, but he's helping, but he's doing it in a
exactly
very gruesome way, you know?
Definitely.
definitely. It's like I
Yeah,
don't know
love
how to
that
feel
show.
about you. Oh,
Yeah.
isn't it good?
It's a good show.
It's
We have
so good.
we've been
What
binging it.
season?
We're on what 2 now?
3.
3. We're on 3.
Ooh,
Finished the first
okay.
2 in like a week.
Yeah,
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
You're in for a ride.
oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. If you could trade places with any celebrity for the day, who would it be?
Mm. Um. Trying to think. Maybe, and I'm not the biggest fan of him, but I'm just like I'm so curious about like his life. It'd probably be like Elon Musk, you know?
Oh
Okay, yeah. That would
yeah,
be so interesting.
that would be
Right?
interesting to kind of just
Yeah,
see.
like
Yeah,
yeah,
Like,
like what's going on?
yeah.
Like what do you do? Like what does your day look like? How do you wake up?
that is
That's
Um,
true.
true.
but then I'd immediately want to go back to my life after.
Oh yeah,
You know?
absolutely. I don't think I would want to
I don't
stay
want
in
I
his
don't want to run
mind.
that big of a company now.
No,
Yeah,
no.
no.
Too much pressure.
And then I
Right.
probably understand his choice of the Tesla truck. I just really want to understand.
Yeah, I just want to understand that design.
Yeah.
that
Like, what's
decision.
going on? Why did you
Exactly.
change Twitter to X? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
what is going on in your brain?
Exactly. That's a good one,
That
actually.
is.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks.
If you could take only 5 things from Desert Island, what would they be?
I would take my dog. I don't know how we're gonna eat if I have another mouth to feed, but we'll figure it out. And then I would take my Bible. I would take like I don't know if this is even possible, but I would take like things to start a fire that can never like run out of like energy. You know, like maybe
Okay.
like
Yeah.
a solar powered like fire starter or something like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
I take that's two. I take geez, I probably take like either like one of my family members or like a partner, you know?
Okay.
I take because I'm not gonna be there alone. There's no way.
Right. Right.
I take like swim trunks, right?
Okay.
Because I'm
That's smart.
sure I'm like, okay, I'm gonna swim. I take like a pocket knife as well,
Okay.
Okay.
Because you have to hunt.
You have to hunt. Yeah.
right? And then I'll take seasonal seasoning because we're gonna be if we're gonna be cooking, I don't want to eat like bland
That's-
fish or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a bit more than
Yeah,
5, but you probably could figure out the necessities.
Yeah. But you know
yeah,
what? The seasoning is
The
important.
seasoning stays.
Because
yeah.
that stays. I have a little teeny tiny bottle of Lawry's that I put in my purse,
in your purse.
and there you
That
go.
is genius.
Yeah.
See? There you could take this little teeny tiny bottle.
You only need a little.
Yep.
Because you go places and their fries are not quite how you like them, so you just
So
take
you
out your
take
little
a-
bottle.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. I love that you do that. That's awesome.
If you could only speak in movie quotes for a day, which movie would you quote?
So it's my favorite movie of like all time, I think. And it's called Hell or High Water.
Uh-huh.
And if you asked me to tell you a quote, I couldn't because I haven't watched it in a long time. But it's like I think I've watched that movie. Well, that's not true. I've watched The Lion King more than anything. But that's like from when I was little.
Uh-huh.
But Hell or High Water, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's
No.
like it's about like these two brothers who do bank heists in like Texas or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And it's just I don't know, it's just such a cool like modern western. And they just I don't know, they just have the most like kick-ass like lines that they
Uh-huh.
say. And it's a great movie, and it's like I feel like I could just like be them and just say one-liners that they say throughout.
Okay, we're gonna have to check that out.
Yeah,
We're
definitely.
gonna
We're
check
gonna check
that
that out.
out.
Mhm. It's so good. It's on Netflix, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't
Mhm.
know. Like, what about you? My movie was
I already know. I would do Empire Strikes Back and then only speak in Yoda
Ooh,
for the whole day.
yes.
Yeah.
that would be funny.
That would be.
I've tried to do that. Like when I was by myself, obviously, I was like, how would it be to like just speak in the riddles that he does all the time?
Yeah.
It's hard. Like you
It
have
is
to
really
really think.
hard.
That'd be-
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd have to be censored all day. So it's kind of a tie between The Godfather and Scarface. So there we go.
Ooh, Scarface is a good one.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
See?
that's a
All right.
really good one.
Yeah, that's why I say I have to like walk around with a censor all day. So.
Yeah.
Would you rather have a pet dinosaur or a pet dragon?
Pet dragon, hands down.
Absolutely.
What would you name
Yeah.
it?
I always thought about this. I would name so I watch House of the Dragon, like the
Right.
Game of
Right.
Thrones show.
That's
So
true.
it'd be nice. So I would think of something like Valerian,
Okay.
So maybe like Visceron
Yeah.
or like maybe like after Daenerys or something. Like
Yeah.
I don't
that'd
know.
be
That'd be
cool.
cool.
Yeah,
That'd
I
be
think I'm gonna. Oh, sorry.
I would say that would be really cool. Just no Vhagar Jr. or Vhagar number 2 because
No,
she's
Vagar's a
She's
villain for
mean.
sure.
she's mean.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely like name. I think I'm gonna name my next dog after like one of the dragons from that show.
Oh, that would
that'd
be
cool.
awesome. That would really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I thought about this way too much, and I think I've decided I would
Mhm.
want a dinosaur, but
Okay.
one of the flying ones, so I can get both, kind of.
Okay. Yeah. Both.
Yeah,
of
I get
both.
it too.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah, and I think I just love dinosaurs. So
Yeah, me too.
think a dragon and just I would name it Spot. Just something
Spot.
totally random.
Yeah.
If you could invent a holiday, what would it celebrate, and how would you observe it?
Hmm. So the holiday I would invent is, and I think it is a holiday, but it'll be like a national holiday that everybody has to take off, is like Be Kind Day,
Oh,
you
that's
know?
sweet.
That's a nice one.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's like intentionally being kind to a stranger. Like that's like the prerequisite, and you have to like go up to a stranger and just say or do something nice. I honestly think if like that was like a international holiday, that would change like the world, because it's so easy to be kind to people, and
Absolutely.
Right.
just walking down the street and smiling or just like saying hello to someone can like completely change their day. So I think if we all just had a day where we had to do that, so out of our all of our busy lives, I think that would be awesome.
Absolutely. I
Absolutely.
think so too.
I like that.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, thank you.
You have one person to give a shout out to. Who is it? Why'd you pick them?
I want to shout out my mom, and because you guys just got me in the fields, especially like just hearing you guys like riff off each other. It's so cool. She's my yeah, like she's my number one supporter. She's my biggest fan. And yeah, I literally wouldn't be here without her, and I wouldn't have the drive. And I think she's been such a great example of how like hard work and determination and kindness and also fierceness can all live in one person and not be a contradiction.
Awesome.
And I've just learned so much from her, and yeah, just want to give her a little shout out.
Oh, well, we shout out to your
Shout out.
mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In addition to all you have going on, what's next for you?
Mhm. So what's next immediately? I have a tour that starts here in Atlanta on August 31st at this place called Smith's Old Bar here in Atlanta. And I'm really excited because it's like my first Southeast US tour. We're going to be hitting Nashville, like I mentioned, Asheville, Greensville, possibly Miami. I think we're like working on that, and Athens, Georgia as well. So
Wow.
it's a bunch of new places I haven't been, performing with a bunch of new up and coming artists, and yeah, I'm really excited about it. And obviously, I get to like tour this EP that I've been working on for so long, so it's going to be a really cool experience that I'm excited to start.
Oh, that's going to be
It's gonna be
awesome.
awesome.
It's
Yeah.
going to be so much fun.
Yeah, thank you.
So, what is the one thing that you want our audience to know about you?
Um, hmm. I think I would want them to know that I really, I really love doing this. And I know that may not sound like completely like groundbreaking or even like clear, but I think in this music industry, especially lately, I feel like hope in true artistry has kind of gone away, to where people are not as adoptive of new artists because of that, because they think, oh, everybody just wants to be a viral TikTok sensation now. And you kind of see that, right? With like people gravitating towards like the Taylor Swifts, the Beyoncés, the Ariana Grandes, because we know, they seem stable, and they're foundational, right?
Right.
Um, and it's not just me; it's a bunch of other, a bunch of us who are really dedicated to our art and really dedicated to kind of conveying that in our music. You know what I mean? And uh, I think I just want people to know, like, I really love this, and I really want to take you guys on this journey with me for the long haul. And I'm not just doing this for popularity or for streams or whatever that is. It's like I really believe in the music that I'm creating, and I really believe that it will resonate with the right people. And in resonating with them, it's like like I mentioned before, it's like one of my big goals is to have people be seen and have
Right.
voices be
Right.
heard and new perspectives, and just give you guys a refreshing look on what it is to be like a pop and R&B singer, and hopefully you guys resonate with that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Alrighty. Final question. Where can people find you on social media?
Yes, so you can find me pretty much everywhere at lanre.official. I think on Twitter it's Lanre_music, but that's the only one that's different. But Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts are where I do like my most posting. Instagram for sure.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
thank
much.
you, Gabe. Thank you. You guys have been so kind, and it's great talking to you.
Yeah, great
Well,
talking to you too, definitely.
you're definitely going to have to come back and let us know how your
Tour
touring
went and all
and
that.
new music,
Yes.
and so you're going to have to be a regular around here.
Oh, I would love to.
Awesome, right? Well, thanks again.
All right, thank you.
Did you guys enjoy the show? I know we did. Thanks to Lanre for joining us today. Make sure to check out his music and social media. And I'll see you guys next time for the finale. Peace out.
Yeah.